get up. That's right. Get up, get active, and get moving. Everybody, welcome to Kevin White's Time is Life. If this is your first time tuning in, I appreciate you. I'm humbled. Please make sure that you subscribe, like, share, comment. As you know, on the show, it's all about education, motivation, and inspiration. I bring you all on the show and I give you an opportunity to talk about what inspires you, what motivates you, but most importantly, share your story so we can educate other individuals that are paying attention, right? You never know. Your message could be what they need to hear. Your experience could be what they need to feel and what they need to see to help take them to the next level. So with that being said, this is part of my branding series for local, small, independent businesses, as well as entrepreneurs. And I have to tell you all, I'm blessed to have the guest that I have right now. She's an amazing woman, right? So much so that I had to take notes because I want to make sure I do this right? So founder of Branding for Success with over 10 years of public speaking, known as the Chief Brand-Thrupist. That's right, Chief Brand-Thrupist. She travels the country delivering keynote speeches and facilitating master classes to academic, corporate, and professional organizations. She also helps entrepreneurs and corporate professionals create their brand signature, which you all will see is extremely important, right? She helps them do this so they can earn more, lead more, and win more. Now, I haven't said it yet, but she's also a contributing author to a book out there, as well as an award-nominated author for her book right now, Reputation to Reward. Everyone, please help me welcome my very, very special guest, Mrs. Yolanda M. Smith.
Woo-hoo! Wake up, wake up, wake up.
How are you?
I'm excited to be here, Kevin, and thank you. The Time is Life audience, I am happy to be here to share with you some wonderful things. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm extremely excited, and I tell you why. I've seen your work, I've read your book, and I know how you get down. So my audience, listen, I'll say it to you all. I'm not gonna say it to you, Yolanda. I'm gonna say it to them. You are in for a treat. So before we jump into that, let's get to know Yolanda a little bit. Yolanda, tell us a little bit about you, whatever you want to share.
Absolutely. No, I just, we have trouble talking about ourselves till we cultivate that brand. So I'm pretty used to it by now. But what I will share with you is that I am an individual just like you. I'm a brand, you're a brand. I have spent years in corporate America trying to cultivate that thing and climb that ladder. I'm a two-time entrepreneur who is on the trajectory to getting it right. But before I made a lot of mistakes. But what I can tell you is that I bring to you my authentic self. I come with expertise, experiences, life, as well as education, so that I can serve you and empower you and inspire you to live your fullest life so that you can have success, financial freedom, time freedom, as well as the joy you desire. That's who I am. I mean, just a regular old girl from Indianapolis, Indiana, trying to just really empower people to just do the thing.
That's right. And just so you know, I was raised in Atlanta, but I was born in Indianapolis.
That's right.
At a General Hospital, which from my understanding is not there anymore. But the bottom line is that, it's again, such a pleasure to have you. And I'm happy to say that we're from the same stomping grounds. I mean, you're still stomping out there. Me, I'm on the West Coast now, but that's where we are. Listen, I wanted to just kind of jump right into this. The Brand-Thrupist. How did you come up with that? Who's the Brand-Thrupist, and how did you come up with that?
So, sometimes we understand that imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So some things we don't make up, we just, put a little makeup on them and then claim them as our own. So I heard the term similarly said by some other individuals out in the branding space, but it was said like either a Brand-Thrupist or a brand therapist. And I said, I don't want to do therapy. You know, I like to coach and empower. I'm not Dr. Phil. And then on the flip side of it, you know, the therapist kind of got me. I said, my goal is to uplift. Can I be the Brand-Thrupist? We're going up, thrust you up into the highest potential that you can achieve, giving you that sensibility and confidence that it's definitely possible.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it rings too. It really, really rings. So what drove you to do this? I mean, you know, especially considering, like, I haven't even gotten into all the accolades in your book. And if you don't know, now you know. And I don't know if you can see it, but there it is. If you don't know, now you know. Reputation to reward. There's a lot of great things in here. But I mean, what pushed you to really want to get out there and help people build their brands? Because I tell you what, I was watching a video just the other day, my son and I, and in the video, this guy was talking about how certain individuals don't want to tie their names to certain brands. And it made me start to think about some of the stuff that you were talking about in your book. And I'm just like, I wonder what Yolanda has to say about that.
Absolutely. You know, first of all, I think we got to start off and help the audience understand what is a personal brand, because I think one of the most common mistakes people make is thinking a personal brand doesn't pertain to them. And it absolutely does. And so what a personal brand is a personal brand is how others perceive you. Yes, it's your reputation, it's your image, you know, it's how people connect, the relationship and experiences other people have with you. But really, it's not about you, it's about the value that you can provide to others. You see, at the end of the day, it's simply put, and Jeff Bezos said this, he said, your personal brand is what people say about you when you leave the room. So when they're gossiping about you, is it positive or is it negative? Because you can actually control that. And so that's the personal brand piece. The reason I became so excited about it, Kevin, is that, you know, I went through corporate America. I was successful. I was in sales at one point, and I was a top salesperson, ranked the top 20% all the time, winning awards, winning the trips and everything else. Then I kind of matriculated through my career, and I was ready to kind of go to different levels. And you would get to this level, but then you wouldn't get to that level. You felt like you had the it, if you will. That means the skills, the personality, the perseverance, the resilience to be able to do what it is you needed to do. And yet, nobody was paying any attention to me. So what I found is that mid-career, it dawned on me through educating myself that I didn't have coaches, mentors, or sponsors in my life. And I wasn't being told what some of the chosen few were being told about how to navigate in the corporate landscape. So once I learned these things, I vowed that I would share these things with the world, because I don't want people to take as long as I took to learn the things, because quite frankly, I felt like I could have went further faster. And so that's my commitment. That's my passion, to make sure people are educated, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. But if someone else does, you're disadvantaged.
You make it sound so simple. When you break it down, you make it sound so simple.
Yes.
It's real. It is real.
Yes.
Everybody listen, if you're just tuning in, I have the Brand-Thrupist on the line with me, Yolanda M. Smith, and she's dropping, I'm telling you, she's dropping nuggets. She's dropping them everywhere, so make sure you're picking them up. I got another quick question for you here. In your book, you say some things about people growth leader. So, you know, I mean, immediately when I think of a growth leader, or you know, I start thinking of coach, right? And I start thinking of different things like that. Now, you being a people growth leader, what does that mean?
So that means that truly what I do is I help individuals go from A to B to C. It's all about elevating. It's all about taking the steps and the actions necessary to get you to that next level excellence, if you will. And so a people growth leader, I look at myself and I say, yes, I will mentor you. I can inspire and I can empower you. But that people growth leader is going to hold you accountable. They're going to challenge you, and they're going to measure with outcomes. What is it that you're doing and are you accomplishing it? And I work with people that are motivated. If you're not motivated, I can't work with you because I don't have time. I want to put my time into people that really want to really change their lives, transform, grow their careers and, attract qualified clients. You don't want just a client, you want a qualified client, right?
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
so we're actually digging in, Kevin, and we're looking at what are your blind spots, what are your gaps, where are you today, what have you done that doesn't work, why is this not happening for you, what is really going on? And a lot of it has to do with that personal brand because they don't get the visibility and the recognition for the expertise that they have. And then when you have these skills, because skills is this much of the equation, right?
Right.
The skills is this much, relationships is this much. So
right.
People have to understand that. And you hear the adage, it's not about what you know, it's about who you know. The same thing applies because people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. So if you can't connect, if you can't build that relationship, you're not going to have the magic happen. The doors aren't opening.
That's big.
Yes.
Just keep dragging. I'm going to keep rolling because you're blowing my mind right now. I'm going to tell you, there was something that you said a bit earlier when you said that based upon the people that you work with and that you're helping coach and things of that nature, they have to be motivated, right? And it takes me back to, I coach and I mentor little kids in football, and it's the same thing in corporate America. Nobody wants to coach effort. Give it everything that you have. We don't want to coach effort. If you come in, and I'll take myself, for example. I remember when I first got into sales, you know what I mean? The only thing I really knew how to sell was myself. And that's how I got into it. You know what I mean? But I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just talking, But the bottom line is that I didn't know it. I didn't know any of these things. And the fact that I just wanted it and I wanted it and I wanted it, I was able to excel in it. So for you to say that really, really resonates with me. And I know a lot of my listeners, they're into sales and things of that nature, and it's resonating with them. In one of your articles in your book, you say people don't pay to get into something. They pay to get out of something. What do you mean by that?
Absolutely. At the end of the day, when you're really trying to help somebody, you're helping somebody solve a problem, right? Typically, you have to understand what is the problem? What is it that is keeping them up at night? What is it that has them unhappy, unsatisfied, unfulfilled? And as a coach and a growth people leader, if I can understand what that thing is and I can help them get themselves out of it, into the freedom, into the lifestyle, into the money, into the relationships that they want to be in, that's where people will pay you. It's not that people will pay you for, the pie in the sky. I want joy. I want success. I want this. They need more tangible things in their lives to be able to align to. Definitely.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll tell you, you seem like you've got it made. I'm gonna just keep it 100. You seem like you got it made and that it's all then fell into your lap. I mean, just in looking, and I haven't even really jumped into it, but one of the things that really stuck out to me is Indianapolis Business Journal's 2017 Woman of Influence. 2016, you were honored with the PM 360 Elite Award for Transformational Leadership. And now you're award nominated author.
Yes.
Co-author and contributing author for other books.
Yes.
You're the Brand-Thrupist. Yes. It's almost like it's I don't want to say pie in the sky because that's not the right word, but it's like you haven't had any challenges or any issues. Tell me about a time where you've had some challenges. I mean, I'm sure everybody's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Let me hear about some of those.
Let me just say this, it's all well and fine until it's not. And when that time comes in your life that you hit a crisis, and I'm saying when, because it's not about if it's going to happen, it's about when it happens. You just must be prepared. I can tell you, I have faced a lot of challenges. I mean, one recently, I just lost my mom in August. I mean, I was in a very bad car accident in 2016. I actually was on a trajectory, even at my job, getting promotion after promotion, award after award. I had more decorations than a Christmas tree. And let me tell you, it only takes one person to come in and not be your cheerleader. And you can see very quickly how that reputation you have spent years building can be tore down in 5 minutes. And so for me, it actually happened. I never thought it would happen. I've been teaching personal branding for years. But what happened is that she just didn't like me. She just didn't feel like I deserved all the attention and the accolades and the things that I was getting. I had so much autonomy. I mean, life was really good. And for whatever reason, that was just a problem. But let me just say this, if you don't tell your story, somebody else will. And I knew this. I mean, I'm one that knew that this is what I should have been doing. I sat back and allowed someone else to run the narrative on who I was. And they tried to chip away at my integrity, my credibility, my reputation. And although they did some damage, let me tell you this, had I not known what I had from a personal branding standpoint and knew who I was and was confident in that, I would have crumbled. But I didn't crumble. I took a hit. It was like World War me. That's what I say in the book. It was World War me and my team. And some things happened, but I learned the importance of having a powerful personal brand. And you don't want to wait people till you're in crisis to build one. That's a little late. It's kind of like my analogy of going to the dentist. The dentist tells you to brush twice a day. If you don't brush twice a day, odds are you may get some cavities or some gum disease. Then you go to the dentist and you're giving the dentist a hard battle to fight because now they got to go uphill trying to fix this thing. It's not impossible, but it's a battle. Same with your personal brand. So what I say to you, the Time is Life audience, are you building a brand of intention? Or are you allowing it to organically grow? Because when you get into battle, and you're going to be in the battle, and when the haters come, you've got to be prepared. And people have to know who you are so that this rhetoric can be pushed to the side. You make those connections, you put it out there. That is so critical, so important. Yes.
Listen, you heard it, everybody. Yolanda M. Smith is dropping bombs right now. I'm here to tell you she's letting you know what it is. I promise you, the information she's giving us right now is, I'm going to say timeless. Because
timeless.
We should have been using and we should be doing on a regular basis. Let me ask you this, Yolanda, if I could. How could, if you needed to share, right, and I have a few more questions for you, but this one right here really pops out to me and I jotted it down. If you needed to share just a little smidget of what's behind the curtain, like, when you watch The Wiz, right? You peek behind the curtain and you see the guy back there moving the machine. If you could just show a little bit behind the curtain of how people can take ownership of their own brand, what would that look like? Just a little piece.
Yes. Actually, I can say it's 3 key things, really. One is knowing who you are. Who are you? And are you living an authentic life? So it's really being authentic, showing up so that people can see the value. That's number 2, the value that you can offer them. It's about articulating your value to others, living authentically, and then standing out. What does that mean? You must differentiate yourself. We are in a competitive environment. And more than ever right now with this pandemic, are you showing up? Or are you at home sitting back on the couch watching Netflix and eating bonbons while, the world is passing you by waiting to get back to normal? There's no such thing as a get back to normal. We're trying to get to better. Ain't nobody trying to go back to normal. I didn't like it back there anyway. I'm trying to go forward, okay?
I'm telling you.
Who said that was so great anyway?
Right. Oh my gosh. That's good. So let's see here. I know I got another question over here. You're killing me right now. Oh my goodness. So based upon the information that you're sharing with individuals now, and I'll go ahead and say this because there's something that I wanted to read out of your book, and I wanted to get your opinion on it. When it's called, let's see here. This is also called Managing Your Leadership Image. As you may recall, I share with you that you are a leader of you. And it is your job to manage your identity, to have the most impactful value and significance to others. When you were writing that, paint a picture for us. Like, what were you thinking? What were you trying to deliver to your audience? And by the way, that was perfect from what you were just talking about too.
Yes.
Just saying. I don't know how that came together, but it did.
It did come together. You know what? Because it's really this. Think about your brand as your business, and you need to be the CEO of your brand, the brand called you. The key there is that if you think about a business, you're going to make decisions for that business that will yield the greatest impact, keep the business reputation intact, right? And serve your customers well. Your brand is just like that. And if you are not being the entrepreneur and the CEO of your brand, you're giving that power to somebody else. And if they run away with it and create your narrative, like what happened to me, then it may be very contrary to how you perceive yourself and how you want others to perceive you. So it's really about being able to articulate and make it known the value that you can bring to other people. It's about that superpower, right? Because if you think about this, if you are out there telling the story, people are connecting with you. That's truly where the magic happens, right? Think about it. If people feel like they know you, they know your story, you belong and you fit, guess what? They're going to nominate you, promote you, sponsor you, hire you, marry you, and loan you money.
That's right.
Get better than that.
No,
it don't get better than that. Power of connection.
I'm sorry, say one more time.
I said the power of connection.
Yeah, see, and that's what kind of leads me into what I was going to ask you. Like, some people don't even know this stuff.
No.
Like, this is why they need you. And though it should be commonplace that they should think about this stuff, some people may think, me trying to build my personal brand is me being arrogant.
Yes.
And I think that I'm going to just go out there and I'm going to keep my head down. I'm going to work hard and the boss is going to recognize me. What do you say to those people?
You are sadly mistaken. I cannot tell you the numerous times I've heard people say that and they don't understand it and they can't figure out why they're getting overlooked, right? Why they're not attracting qualified clients, but they're good performers. They have skills, they have expertise. But if nobody knows that you have that expertise and those skills and you have no visibility for your brand and your superpowers, who's seeking you out? No one. No one, which is why you have to be comfortable, because I tell people all the time, if you're not your number one advocate, who's going to be it? Who is going to be it? And the way you get around that whole arrogant piece or that boasting piece, if you will, it's because if you position your brand effectively, you're serving others. It's not about you selling yourself. You market your brand, but you don't sell yourself. What you sell or what you serve up or what you give, and you serve the value that you can provide to other people. It's what you can do for them. It's the promise that you deliver to them. See, that's where people get a mistake. No, it's not even about you. I hate to tell you. It's your personal brand, but it's not about you. It's about what you can do for other people. And that's how other people make that connection. That's when they open up the doors. Think about it. If you go and interview for a job today and you have not had any conversations prior to that job being posted, the odds are you are not the leading candidate for that role. I hate to tell you. It's no longer can we just sit around and hope that somebody's going to recognize us. No, you better stand up and get noticed. And you get noticed by creating a powerful brand. And people used to think it was just for movie stars and famous people and, professional athletes and people of this nature. But with digital technology where it is today, the single most important job we have is to be that CEO of that brand called you. It's just a fact. Just a fact.
That's big.
The door is open. How did I become an expert? You know what I started doing? I started researching. I started with a girls' nonprofit that I was the co-chair of and started teaching girls. And then it went from girls into the mothers saying, you need to teach us, from mothers to the corporate sector and then to the entrepreneurial sector. But how I did that is that I got busy. I got out there on the internet. I got out on LinkedIn. I got out on Facebook. I got out on Twitter and Instagram. And you start dropping nuggets. I didn't ask people for anything. but I was serving the people of things. Then people started calling me, right? Saying, boy, this is profound. Can you tell me how you did this? Can we talk about it? This is how it happens. It's connection, relationships, networks.
That's right. Everybody, if you didn't know, now you know. Yolanda M. Smith is in the building. And you'll see. That's right. That's right. You'll see at the very bottom all of her social media. And I've been running it this entire time. I take it off every now and again, but you can follow her. I'll also be reading them out at the end. Yolanda, I have to tell you, you've been amazing. You've been amazing so far. And I just want to say thank you again for coming on. I appreciate you. I know that my listeners appreciate you because you are, just by being here, you're changing people's lives. And once again, to the statement that you just made, you're giving stuff away. Yeah. You're giving it away, where the average individual, because they're more concerned about making it for themselves opposed to servitude. You know what I mean? Look, I'll give it to you, but it's going to cost you. Yeah. Give me $1, give me $2, or whatever the case may be, right? Yeah. You're doing this, and this is amazing, and I thank you. I want to ask you this. If you had one thing that you would give, you could only give one. Mm-hmm. One thing that you could give as advice or direction or suggestion to my listeners, as far as their branding is concerned, what would it be?
I would tell them your personal brand is uniquely yours. It allows you to leverage your ownable assets. And if you do nothing else, you must cultivate and master that brand, because you will be positioning yourself to get the rewards you desire. And I am a living testament that it absolutely works. You got to get in action, people. Yes.
That's great. So listen, I noticed you're an extremely busy woman, Yolanda. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, are you kidding me? I'm the blessed one right now. Me. I get to host you. This is big. I'm telling you, this is big. I'll say this. Every guest that I have on my show, I ask them the same question, one last question, and that is, time is life. What does that statement mean to you? When you hear time is life, what does that mean to you?
To me, the first thing that came to my mind was freedom. Freedom to live, freedom to enjoy, freedom to explore, because life is precious and we never know the day nor the hour. So if you can position yourself with a positive personal brand to achieve the rewards you desire, you will have the freedom to enjoy all those things. And time is life, and it will be on your side.
That's right. Yolanda, thank you again so much for coming on. Everybody, as you can see, you can find her on Facebook at Branding for Success. LinkedIn is Branding for Success as well. Even her website, because she's brandingforsuccess.com. Yolanda, thank you again. I appreciate it so much. Yes. And listen, I want to have you back. If you'll come back, I would love to have you back.
Absolutely. I'd love to come back. We can get into, we can take it to a whole nother level then. We can give them some action steps on what they need to do to get started.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate you so much. And thank you again for stopping by.
Thank you.
All right. Everybody, listen. That was amazing. I have to tell you. I mean, I have so many notes here and so many things that I want to go over with you. The bottom line is that we need to make sure that we're taking care of our personal brand. I mean, if you really listened to what Yolanda was just giving us, and again, for free, right? And it ain't gonna always be free, but she is serving this information up on a silver platter for us if we just pay attention. You know, even some of the questions I ask for the individuals that don't want to come off as being arrogant and talking about themselves, it's not even about you. Did you hear what she said that? And I know a couple of y'all got a little crunchy when she said that, but it's real. It's real. It's not even about you. It's not even about you, right? So I know that you took a lot of notes. One of the things that I want to bring back to your remembrance that stood out to me, know who you are. Articulate your value and make sure that you stand out. Listen, if it's to be, you hear me say it all the time. If it's to be, it starts with me. All of these are action steps, little bitty ones too. Little bitty action steps that you can go in and start applying in your life right now, in your business right now. You saw the information, brandingforsuccess.com. Listen, Yolanda is not only a consummate professional, she obviously knows what she's doing. She's been doing it for a long time. You need the help, reach out to her, right? So again, thank you. I appreciate you. You know who it is. It's Kevin White's Time is Life. You see it at the bottom. Feel free to follow me, but make sure you like and you comment. My guests really, really appreciate it when you do, and so do I, right? So with that being said, I'll see you on the other side.